Hello and welcome back to another episode of Daily Draft Logs. This is episode 18. We're looking at a Kaldheim Premier Draft I did. The deck went 5-3. So we'll check out what I did and see if we could have done anything better. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. And as always, you can post your own draft logs in the comments via 17 Lands or a different tracking source. Or you can post them in my Discord channel, which is linked in the description below. Let's check out this draft. Pick one, pack one. Arena not saving the pick ones, so unfortunately we don't get to see what the rest of the pack was, but we're taking Sarolf's pack bait here. That makes sense to me. Best common in the set, according to most, and I would agree with that. So we'll take it here, assuming the rares and uncommons were not good in the pack. Pick two. We want to follow it up with a green card. Well, we don't get to. Jasper Sentinel, Roots of Wisdom, not really what you're looking for. Pack overall pretty weak. I like Axguard Cavalry as a good 2-drop if we want to go into red-green aggro. And I like Draugr's Helm as a solid grindy or late game kind of black card. Been pretty down on black lately. And while I have lost a few games to Draugr's Helm, I think taking the 2-drop in Calgary, not Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Cavalry is going to be the way I want to go here. I think in best of one, you want to stay aggressive, proactive, beat down. Red's a pretty deep color. Green's a pretty deep color. I like those two paired together. That's what we did. Pick three. Again, not a ton going on here. Bloodsky Berserker is a card that I've liked. Some people really don't like it. I think you can make some great Rakdos aggro decks that revolve around this card. A little bit less so the white-black decks, but those ones can still be pretty good as well. They come together a little more infrequently than a good green deck, but I think the card's pretty solid. Given our cool, solid start here of good red common, good green common, I think we just take Struggle for Skemfar and stay on plan. We decided to go with Glimpse the Cosmos, which is like a very solid card. If you're in blue, if you're multicolor green, maybe we can splash for it. It's very, very powerful. And yeah, I mean, I just don't think I would break color for it at this point. This start is screaming aggro to me. This is more of a control card. But it is very powerful. So let's see what happens. I would have taken Struggle. Let's see where we end up. Pick four. Ooh, okay. Well, we've got an option here to be a bit splashier if we want. We could take a Binding the Old Gods, try to get into a multicolor green deck. This card is a great reason to be there. It's an excellent card. And I think we just take it here. There's really nothing else going on in this pack unless we want to double down on aggro and take Fearless Pup, but as you can see, average pick 10.4. We can get these on the wheel if we really want them. So I would take Binding the Old Gods here. That's what we did. Pick five. Again, like not a great pack. Some aggro cards coming around here. Battlefield Raptor, which I'm just going to throw this out there. Best white common. I think at the end of the format, that's what people are going to be saying. It's not bound in gold. Battlefield Raptor, best white common. It does the things the white decks want to do. And it doesn't come around. I mean, it's saying average pick 8.16, but I think that skewed against the early in the format when people weren't taking these. I never see these wheel anymore. So Battlefield Raptor gets my vote for best white common. But I don't think we're taking it here. We're not white aggressive. We'd be dropping too many picks if we wanted to switch to that. So I think I like taking Frostpire Arcanist here. We actually have a good start to a blue-red based sort of control deck, and maybe we end up splashing a packmate to go with it, or we go, you know, blue-green and splash some other stuff, and in that case, this card is still solid. Sometimes 4-mana 2/5 that enables our Glimpse the Cosmos. You know, if we end up with a couple Demon Bolts or something, we might get to tutor something up with this. I think this card's just solid. I think we should take it here, and we do. Pick six. More kind of weak packs. Another Battlefield Raptor. Signals. Still don't think we can jump on it, unfortunately, with the start that we've had, but I would like to be in that deck if I could be. I think we just grab a Dwarven Reinforcements here. It's a solid mid-range card. The 2 bodies is really relevant on offense and on defense. These block the 3/2s that are rampant in this format all day long. And the Foretell sort of helps smooth out your draws. So I like taking reinforcements here. Over Tree Line, this is any of the white snow duels are just not very interesting to me. We have no white cards we're interested in splashing. So I would definitely not be taking that here. And I think this is probably an indication of me still overvaluing snow at this point in the format. I'd be on Dwarven Reinforcements. Pick 7. We've got, again, nothing great going on here. I'd probably just grab Masked Vandal based on that last pick. If we are trying to be base green multicolor, card's super solid. It's a great 2-drop, and late in the game, it takes care of a problematic Saga or something like that for you. Not looking like we want to be some kind of Foretell or aggro deck, so Doomscar Oracle's out, and the rest of this pack is just pretty bad. So I'd take the Vandal here. That's what we did. Pick 8. Man, for our red-green aggro deck, we could just snap up a run-amok here. There's really not much else happening. I don't like Pilfering Hawk very much, although I have, given reasons to pick it in the past. I don't think it's as powerful as run-amok, and we could still end up sort of base green-red aggro or base blue-red, in which case run-amok's going to be good. If we end up 5-color, we might end up cutting it, but I haven't really seen the fixing coming around to indicate that we are going to be able to end up 5-color, so I just like taking run-amok here, and that's what we did. Rounding out this pack, we wheel another run-amok, so now I'm really liking red aggro as a direction for us, over taking another Masked Vandal. Pick 10, just a bunch of junk. We took a Snow Plains. I think that's reasonable over the rest of what's in this pack. Another junky pack, Brine Barrow Intruder, sure. And then we wheel this Fearless Pup we were talking about earlier. Nice, that's going to work well with double Run-amok as a card that wants to attack. Wheel Battlefield Raptor. I don't think we're going to be able to do white, but reasonable card to pick up. Master Scald, sure. Master Scald, sure. Pack 2. Okay. We got a rare 4-mana 2/4 that can look at the top cards and find a legendary creature, and I can't remember what the other side of this card does, so I'm not going to be able to tell you what that is right now. But I feel like it's not great. It might be like just good enough that we took it over the rest of this pack, which was pretty medium, but I could see just taking Rootless You as a solid 5-drop. If we end up grabbing a worm or something, that'll be a great little 1-2 punch. This is a really, really scary card to be on the other side of, because you don't know if you're supposed to trade off with it, but if you're not trading off with it, it's dealing you 5, so it's kind of a catch-22. So let's see what we chose. We did take the Rootless You. Pick 2. Nice red aggro card here in Fearless Liberator. I think we could just snap that up. Again, nothing crazy good happening in this pack. There's a Fearless Pup that could come back around. At this point, I'm willing to drop the idea of 5-color. We've got a couple really good aggro 2-drops, a good aggro 1-drop, double Run-amok, and I know it doesn't really look like it from here, but like what's becoming a good red-green curve. To take a card like Sculptor of Winter here and think we're going 5-color would be a huge mistake. We've only got 2 snowlands, and they're both white producing, which is not what you're looking for in a 5-color snow deck. So firmly on Fearless Liberator here, and that's what we took. And moving forward, we've got to look at Boreal Outrider here. Not great. We don't have a ton of snow producers. We could end up with some. It's a good on-curve play. I could also see just taking Rune of Might here as a good curve filler, and making your Fearless Pup into a 2/2 first strike trample is pretty powerful. First strike gets really, really good when you augment it. So I think between these 2 cards, although Boreal Outrider is the more sort of flashy, attractive pick, I would take Rune here. We took Boreal Outrider. We'll see how our deck ends up, but I don't think in a 2-color aggro deck you can afford to be spending picks on snowlands. And you don't want too many tap lands either, so I don't really see this performing at its best. I think I like Rune of Might over it. Pick 4. Another Run-amok. Ooh, but Arnie Slays the Troll is going to be the pick here. We know we're red-green at this point, and this card is just bonkers good. whenever I've cast it, I've cleaned up. So let's snap it up. Yeah, unfortunately, we could try to wheel it, and there's certainly an argument for that. We could grab another Run Amok or a Tormentor's Helm, but there's cards that are just powerful enough that you can't take that risk. And also you don't want to pass this and somebody go, oh, maybe this is a red-green signal, and all of a sudden you're getting cut in the next pack. So I think you take it here, and we did. Pick 5. Not much going on here. We've got a Seize the Spoils, a Raven's Wings, or a Hoggy Mob that we could grab here. I've actually liked Hoggy Mob a reasonable amount. It's pretty big. 5 mana 5/4 is bigger than most things. The Boast usually doesn't do much, but sometimes you'll pick something off or deal an extra point of damage to your opponent. Raven's Wings is pretty sweet in red-green specifically because you've got some bigger dudes that can really benefit from the flying. So I think all told we take Raven's Wings here and maybe try to wheel Hoggy Mob. And we did take Raven's Wings. All right, moving on to pick 6. Another Binding the Old Gods. Don't think we're going to be able to splash it. We just haven't seen the Snowlands this pack. We've seen some coming around like Snowfield Sinkhole, but the best ones are the green and blue ones, and we just haven't seen them, so I don't think we can try to move in on that. I think we either take Runamite here or Axguard Cavalry. Depending on our creature count, we might just need to take the Cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pretty low for halfway pack through pack 2. I think I would just take the Cavalry here. That's what we did. On to pick 7. Guardian Gladewalker, solid 2-drop. We want a lot of 2-drops to make our Runamucks good and to curve out and beat down the opponent. Goldane Pick is obviously also an excellent card, but we don't really have any creatures with flying, aside from Raven's Wings giving them flying very slowly, which is not going to be the pick's best usage. It could let us splash Binding, but I don't think we're reliably connecting with this enough that it's going to do that. I think we'd be more likely to splash a card like Binding off of Seize the Spoils. There's also just not Volt Slumberbound here. I know I'm always saying try to wheel these, but I mean it's pick 7, so we're probably not going to wheel it. And card's totally solid. You're not going to activate this thing every game. It's 7 mana to do so, 6 mana plus this land to activate. But the effect is quite good in the late game. And you get a 4/4 token that can get jumped with Raven's Wings. So I think I would just land on the Slumberbound here. Yep, that's what we did. Also, destroying their land can sometimes matter. Wow, pick 8 Elven Bow. Sure, thank you very much. And rounding out this pack, we'll wheel a Hoggy Mob. I like taking that over Elderleaf Mentor. We have no elf synergies. I think Hoggy Mob's just a more powerful card. Wheel another Pup. Love it. A bunch of nothing. Wow, late Runamuck. Sure, thank you very much. Seize the Spoils we might play, probably not. Vault Robber we will never play. And there you go. Pack 3. Got a Doomscar Titan or a Struggle for Skemfar. So Doomscar Titan at its best when you're going wide. It is a 5/4 haste on its front, which is pretty sweet. 6 mana is kind of a lot. I would be interested in it if Struggle wasn't here, but I think we need interaction at this point. We don't really have any. I mean, we don't need any necessarily with triple Run Amok, just Run Amok. But yeah, I think I still like just taking Struggle here, and that's what we did. Pick 2, Spirit of the Alder God, great card. Could grab it. It's still solid even with very few Snowlands, but I think we'd rather take a Axguard Cavalry or a Squash or a Highland Forest as fixing. And I think the pick is probably supposed to be Squash, just to sort of get their one big thing out of the way and make sure we have the biggest thing. Could see an argument for Highland Forest as well. Just make sure you have good mana. It's always important, but we are playing a couple of 1-drops, so they comes into play tapped can be pretty meaningful. Don't have a ton of double color requirements. We do have a Rootless U, but it's a little bit later in the game. So I think it's Squash here, but I wouldn't fault you for taking the land. We did take the land, so eat your vegetables kind of pick. Wow. Packmate, sure, let's grab it. Awesome. Pick 4. In Search of Greatness is not a card I've cast. I've seen it on the other side. It doesn't look all that impressive. I haven't really seen anybody cheat anything into play with it, so I'm essentially just reading it as 2 mana scry 1 every turn, which is a good effect. And the later the game goes, you're gonna really get there with it. But if you have a card that actually impacts the board in a meaningful way and you're pressuring your opponent, I think you just want to be taking that. And in that case, that's going to be squash for us. We took Snow Forest to go with our Boreal Outrider. Don't really like that pick. Still pretty unlikely to be, having a Snowland and this in play at the same time. I think we should have taken the Rune instead. Although at this point in the draft, we kind of need 3s. I think Squash would have been the right choice for us here. This card's, even at 5 mana, is totally solid. I get that we don't have any Giants, but we do have a Masked Vandal, which can turn it on. So I think we should take Squash here. Pick 5. Another Snow Forest. This one I can actually get behind because there's just literally nothing in the pack. So we'll grab that. And here we're probably not taking Ice-Hide Troll. We're not going to have double snow probably ever. With only 3 snow-producing lands. So I like taking Guardian Gladewalker as another 2, or I like taking Squash as a Squash. And maybe we wheel the Gladewalker, which will enable the Squash. So let's take Squash. Please? Please, can we take Squash? No. No, we can't. We took Gladewalker. I'm kind of making fun of my old self or whatever, but taking more 2-drops is really good when you have a bunch of run-amucks. So I do get that. But we are hurting for interaction. Maybe our creature count's low enough that we should be taking that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it is on the low side, so I can see that. But, also, we could have just taken a Squash over any of these, and then we would have not felt bad about taking it there. But I think Squash was the pick. We'll grab an Axguard Cavalry here. Round up the pack with another Gladewalker, which interestingly, I wasn't interested in the Snowland this time, but we did need the creature. As I said, we were pretty low, so we needed the creature. We took it. Raiders Carve. Hopefully we're not going to play because we've only got 3 creatures that crew it reliably, but you can play this if you've got a bunch of 3-power things. Pick up a late Spirit of the Elder Guard. I kind of like Axguard Cavalry. I get what I'm trying to do here with the Spirit searching up a Snowland, enabling the Boreal Outrider, and it's just a big dude that's going to be like a 2/4, maybe a 3/4 some of the time. And maybe we just have too many 2-drops at this point. But I do like me an Axguard Cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we do have a lot of 2s. We do need some bigger stuff. I can see it. Pick up another 2. Sure, why not? Seize the spoils. And that's it. So I think the only big pick that I can recall that I really disagreed on was the Rune and maybe pack 1 pick 3 when we took Glimpse over, I think it was like a solid red or green card. I think it was like a struggle for Skemfar. Would have given us a little bit more interaction. We would have played the second one, I think. And that would have made our deck a little bit better, but I think we read the signals pretty well. Unfortunately, we did not end up finding a 6 toughness creature for Rootless U, but I think you still play it because it makes your opponent sweat, and a 5-mana 5/4 is a totally fine size in this format, and it's quite good with Run Amok. So, the deck went 5-3, and it was a super solid one. Don't see how we could have done much better, but let me know down in the comments if you saw any picks that I should have made differently. That's the draft. Thank you so much for watching. As always, click like and subscribe if you want to support the channel. If you'd like to submit a draft log of your own via 17 Lands or another draft tracking software, you can do so in the comments below or in my Discord channel, which is linked in the description below. Thanks again for watching. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/alromusic. See you on the next one. Bye for now.